I became a sex addict. Like I will sleep with anything that moves.
You are responsible. Because
all of us as people, we are flawed.
I can't. Can you start again?
Each one, got to teach one. Let's learn from one another. Let's go.
My name is Mmaneo Thandeka Utlou. I was born in a small village called Kwamhlanga in Mpumalanga. Kulele Mpumalanga bekumnandi because besihlala siwumndeni, like with cousins, grandparents, bebahlezi bakhona for thina, so bekumnandi nje ukukhulele ekhaya. School was my happy place. I used to enjoy school even now. If I were to go back to primary, I wouldn't hesitate. I would just go straight back to primary. Because that's where you used to learn a lot of things, you used to make friends. You know? At home, my parents were strict people. Wangena endlini ungenile after school. You don't go out anymore. So being at school was the best thing. Ubaba ngispenda isikhathi esiningi naye ngoba washona ngina 8 years. And what I remember about him, he used to call me Mabatilchen because I was born after 11 months. So he was poison ukudla kwakhe. Ukuthi sazi ukuthi poison ukudla kwakhe is because bekanenja and bekahlezi adla nenja yakhe. So ilanga leli bamthola shone ngalo baqala ngokuthola inja kuqala emnyango eshonile and then bamthola naye. Ekhuleni kwami bengachithi isikhathi esiningi nomama because bekumuntu osebenzayo and futhi waqala ukugula so bengasahlali naye bengihlala nosisi wakhe. First time when I went on my periods, she was not there. She was in hospital and I was with my little brother on my way to school. So I believe ukuthi if she was there bengabangichazela ukuthi kwenziwani kumele ngenzeni ngayenzeni. Ngajika endleleni mangena endlini ngatshela ugogo ukuthi ngibona igazi. Ugogo wangitshela ukuthi xoka kakhulu wena ubuyele esikolweni. Xoka amathayithi, faka amalab, xoka kakhulu nje ubuyele esikolweni. And then ngagcoka kakhulu and ngahamba ngayosifihla esigangeni. I didn't go to school the whole day until ngibuyele endlini. Then ula ngiqala ukubona khona ukuthi okay, I need my mom. Then wangithatha ke wanyisa kusisi wakhe kaGiso eGauteng. Then ngahlala nosisi wakhe. Usisi wakhe, she was treating me like umntana wakhe, like her own child. Mama bengimbona there and there because at that time bekahlala ne-stepfather sam, she was married to my stepdad. I was doing grade 12. I remember being phekile endlini and then besayuza ama public phones. Ngathi ekhaya ngiyabuya manje ngisayofona a public phone. And mangifika a public phone, I met this guy. We used to be friends. Nomfana khona. Kama lakhe bekungosinathi. And then wangitshela ukuthi uthole indawo yakhe around besihlala eKasi Eli1 same area. Ucela ukuthi ayongibonisa yona. And then ngahamba naye wangibonisa indawo but bekachashile like a back room. Masifika lapho wangitshela ukuthi I'm turning him on. Ngahleka ngayo, I didn't take it serious because I thought he's just playing, we are friends, angikho na ukho lapho. And then he started being aggressive. Ngathi mangilwa wangishaya ngebhodlela. Ibhodlela lebiya. And then that's when angigandelele and then he forced himself to me. I couldn't think of anything. Into bengicabanga ngayo ukuthi nje like ngaphuma kanjani la. I was fighting and crying bekunganani kusengqondweni yami, to be honest. Benganamandla, benganapower. And then wavula umnyango makaqeda athi ungahamba manje. He made me feel weak and dirty. I was wearing itelela, short stuff. So ekhaya, my family in religious wise, basonte ZCC, you know ZCC, you wear long skirts and then abanye amarasta. So still you wear long skirts and everything. So sisi mama bawuthi mawugcoka into short yazosho athi mahosha hakamo. So into le ivele yang affect nayo ukuthi okay. So that means ke mahosha vele. That guy saw me as mahosha because I was wearing a short thing. So I felt dirty as well. And ngahamba mangibuyele endlini umama mbeka kusisi wakhe. My sis wakhe was taking care of her. Bekalele phansi mangena endlini I was crying. I hope bamba ngibuza what's wrong. I had to lie because I was scared ukuyisho phambi komama because she was also in pain. Akhala phansi. I lied ngathi kunabanye abafana engihlangane nabo bangishayile. And then awubhuti bami baphuma bathi ngiyabonisa labo bafana. I went out with them to look for abafana abanye khona. I lied about it. And then ngaqhubeka ngaye esikolweni, and that's when my ama-marks wami aqala ukuya enzansi. Teachers baqala ukunotice ukuthi there's something wrong, Mmaneo, and then they all confronted me ukuthi what's going on, your marks are going down, kwenzakalani? And then I was able to open up to my Afrikaans teacher, Mr. Lehope. And then he took me to the clinic to check for pregnancy and to check if I was not infected with HIV. Ngaqala ngahamba i-counseling e-clinic for i-rape. I-counseling yakhona ngibonanga nayo inceda anyway. And then I refused to open a case because I felt like yafana kusena proof. Because I was told that if you rape and then wageza, you don't have much evidence. Into a rape, I became a sex addict. I will sleep with anything that moves.
Let's learn from one another. Let's learn from one another. Let's go.
I carried on with my studies even though benye counseling ngisizanga. When I was doing my first year, umama washona. And then still I had to carry on. So it was another pain added on a pain, on top of another pain. At that time, I was studying the exercise teacher's academy. I was studying exercise specialist. And then I registered NEVET. And then so I couldn't pay for my fees. And on top of that, I was stressed at the same time. Then I dropped out of school. That's when I went to my foot. I started my audition because I used to do modeling as a part-time thing on the side. Then I attended my audition. I got a small contract with Generations. Then from there, I got a contract. I only appeared once on TV. I was sharing a flat at that time with a couple. The woman who began selling and being selling in the yakhe. And then when I saw you on TV, izolo, blah blah, you look nice, things like that. And then he forced himself.
Well, ngiqala ukumazi 2015 because business store lapho e-Urban Flat la bekahlala khona. So bekeza ese customer zothenga. Nginganaki nje into eziningi ngoba ngithanda nje ukuxoxa nonke umuntu ongena ise friendly customer. One time mangifika kwemvakashela ngisahleli nje. Kuba umuntu ongitshelayo isithubeni nje vele athi I was raped. Yabo into njengaleso. Like angicocela. Athi ngamnaki kangako. Then what happened? Ngibuza ukuthi kayenzakalani. Athi eish. Mmaneo bekabamba yeke na. Athi cause nami ngelo sikhathi cause mina futhi makathi wa rape. Ngithi ngimbuze like you are responsible. Kenzakale kanjani lokho kuwe cause usihlakaniphile. Mbuzo why wena all the time abantu babekubona bakubona into nje yokulalwa nje why kumele ke wherever where you move urape yabo into njengalezo.
Then umfazi wakhe makafika ngamtshela ukuthi kwenzakaleni. Then umfazi wakhe athi why are we still waiting, let's go to the police. And I called my godfather and then godfather wamafonela endlini my mom's sister. There's bonke my brothers, my sister-in-law, say police station with the wife. And then savuli case, and then we went back namaphoyisa samthola sekangasekho abalekile the guy, and they took me to Hillpro Clinic for ama test nabo. They did all the tests, and then I went back. So bengasakhona ukuhlala lapha because I was scared, and then I moved in with my godfather.
Ayinhliziyo yami yababhlungu lapho. Bengafuni ngekhaya and as much as bengifuna aye ekhaya. So izathu zakhe because family issues engazi understand nami because umncane wayekumele ke aphile kanje, aphile rafu. So because ifamily yakhe mawujabheka abantu engathi ba supportive bambi sonto. I mean why kunzima so why yena kumele kaphile kanje.
Mangifika eKagiso ekhaya ngashayo ukuthi my mom's sister wangishaya angitshela ukuthi ngizenzile. She told me ukuthi Joburg it's rough. Why bengihlala eJoburg ngingahlali nabo, why I left home. So I slept on that day, and then early in the morning I woke up. Ngavuka ngahamba. Sorry. Instead, I carried on modeling. There was an agency that decided to, okay, we do our strip shows. We go to clubs, they book us, we'll give you training for being a stripper, and then you get paid this much. And then that's when I decided to join. Then I started to become a stripper. I was smoking weed at that time, but once I was in, that's when I started to smoke cat, to sniff cat. From cat, you meet all the guys who tell you they don't have money, but they have something that they can give you. And then they started to give me cocaine. And then from there, I was not making any money, but I was doing into stripper just for me to get high. That's how I carried on. I can say Utlou after into a rape, I became a sex addict. Like I will sleep with anything that moves. Amanamba lawa bengwabhala ngabantu besilisa phela. Women, I will just sleep with them nje for the fun of it.
Ngesikhathi esiningi bengimenzele example ngami. Ngithi phela wena leyo phila ngakhona angiku-understand. It's like ngathi uyahosha and all that lifestyle izinto engazifuni. Because mina esingikhula ngintanda because each and everything bengithanda ukwenza example ngami mangikhuluma naye. Ngithi nawubheka ngikhula so but akabe zange ngaba nelanga ukuthi ngifune ukuzwisisa ngabafana for eso ukuthi ngibeke iplate etafuleni.
I can't say it was a prostitution per se because I was not doing it for money. I was just doing it for the sake of okay, bangifuna. Instead of them forcing themselves to me, I might as well just give it to them. And then that's when I will start writing their numbers down. Okay, namhlanje ngilele no number 50. And then ngizosula, the following day I sleep with another one. ngiyasula leyo 15 bala 51 until bengakhethi and benganandaba ukuthi ubani kwenzakalani. I didn't choose. If you give me money, yes, that was good, but I was just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Why?
Because they were taking it ngenkani, so I might just give it to them. Because it's more painful when they are taking it in force than when you are just giving it to them. But it was more painful again because after doing it, ngizozivalela eshaweni, ngizozilimaza, I will cry every time. And most of the times I was high on cat, high on cocaine, so I didn't care. So I wanted to change my identity. I found a guy who was planning to help me with ngishintshe identity yami, and then I'll do prostitution like in a different country or somewhere else.
Let's learn from one another. Let's learn from one another.
Kungilimazile ngokwempilo, like my health, because after lokho ngisale ngagula. I was admitted in hospital, ngena ngiphuma from ngapha uba nama withdrawals if uthatha ama drugs and then awusawathathi anymore. Kuba nzima. And from ama drugs futhi kwangenza ukuthi ngireplace ama drugs nge-cigarette. That also affect your health. And on top of, I can't run anymore. I used to be a sport person. That affected me in a way too. I can't be who I used to be. So I wanted to change my identity. I found a guy who was planning to help me with ngishintshe identity yami, and then I'll do prostitution like in a different country or somewhere else. And that's when my godfather was like, you know what, I'm giving you this money. Ngiyakahambisa ngibise taxini weMpumalanga. And then there was my friend. There was a friend that I had beyahlala ePretoria. U-emailed igama lakhe. She called me and wangitshela ukuthi Neo, how about uze this side ePretoria sihlala emkhukhwini ekhaya sihlalela nogogo wami. She was studying in nursing. The only thing that you need to do, you don't have to pay for anything. You just need to be here ubheke nje ugogo while you're still applying for a job. Then ngathola umsebenzi ke, and then I went back on drugs.
Neo ubileli some difficulties komsebenzini. So she struggled a lot, and then that led to her being absent at work. So I needed to find out exactly what was actually causing the absenteeism. And that's when she told me that she had issues in her life that she's dealing with, and she finds it very difficult to share them with complete strangers.
I feel that I'm working at fitness. I was working with guys. I was the only lady. So it was hard for me. In fitness, I didn't want to walk around in a vest. It was difficult for me to wear a tight. I want like, I'm a pro, I'm a cool. Until Matladi asked me, no, what's really going on? And then I explained to her what happened. And then they booked me for ICAS counseling. And then that's when she started taking me to the counseling sessions.
The reason why we suggested counseling is because we could see that this thing is bigger than just something that we can discuss with her at work and just get it over and done with. Someone who's a bit more professional and who's obviously professional in that regard should intervene and assist so she can obviously get rid of the problem.
I regret the first one, ukuthi angitshelanga umama ngiyerape yasekuqaleni, because I believe ukuthi ngabe I didn't get raped for the second time. And the second regret ukuthi I didn't seek for help. Like when I was into drugs, if my godfather didn't see through me, because was okay, Mmaneo is taking drugs. The third one is to handle everything in a wrong way, taking drugs, sleeping with everyone. I wish I've done things differently. Communication amongst families, it is important. But in my family, is not really supportive. I told my family, Uti, I'm writing a book about my story. Only the few were like, okay, we'll be there with you, we'll support you through everything. My mom's sister doesn't want anything that has to do with the book. She doesn't want to hear like anything that has to do with rape. She doesn't want anything. So, and that is the person that I take more like my mom. Yes, I am a better person, but maybe I'll be way better than the person I am today. I'm much better compared to the Mmaneo before. The Mmaneo that they used to call beautiful disaster. I'm a part of NGO helping young girls with cosmetics, uniform, and I'm no longer taking drugs. I'm clean. I'm working, I'm healthy.
No. She was broken. I don't know, but she was broken. Lo manje no yayizama lempilo not ukuthi she right but yeah uzoba right. Seka strong manje uyazi naye.
She's only human. Mmaneo is only human. And all of us as people, we are flawed. And as a result of that, we tend to resort to things that are wrong, but because we are carrying so much on our shoulders, we tend to make wrong decisions as to how to actually tackle the problems that we are dealing with. I can say the most important thing, if you are going through a difficult situation, don't think you are alone in it. Like now, this interview that I'm doing with you, a whole lot of people are probably saying, I've been through the same situation, but because I couldn't speak to anyone, I'm still carrying this heavy load on my shoulders. And I didn't think that talking to someone can actually minimize or make the problem easier.